Hey there, welcome to this video. In this one we're going to be talking about adjusting the back focus on broadcast lenses, whether that's a B4 broadcast lens like this one, or maybe a PL or EF broadcast zoom, such as the Canon CNEs or the Fujinon Cabrios. So it's going to take you through how to back focus your lenses that have a manual back focus adjustment knob on them. If you have a CineZoom instead that doesn't have a manual back focus adjustment knob, you might have to shim the lens mount or lens, I can't remember which one, but this one will take you through how to do broadcast lenses. So let's go straight into the how-to. If you need a link to a focus chart, go down to the description and there'll be a link to one that I provide there. Otherwise, pause the video on the next slide and you'll have a focus chart there for you. This guide will take you through how to focus most parfocal ENG type zooms. If you need a focus chart, pause here, maybe put this on a different screen. Otherwise, there's a link in the description to open it up on another screen, or you could always print it off. So here we are with the Canon J21 buy. First step is to open up the iris or aperture to its wide open setting, in this case f1.8. And then we're going to zoom the lens out to its widest setting as well. Next up, we're going to make sure that the macro switch is disengaged, so we're not in macro mode. For the doubler, disengage it for Super 16 cameras and engage it to cover the Super 35 sensor. We want the full sensor coverage for when we're back focusing. Next up, loosen the back focus ring by unscrewing this knob a bit. Now we get into the actual back focus adjustment and calibration. First up, we're going to zoom all the way into the center of the focus chart. Then we're going to focus so that the center of the focus chart is absolutely pin sharp. Next, zoom out slowly, and you'll probably see that the image begins to soften. That's because we're not quite parfocal yet. So when we get out to the widest end of the lens, what we're going to do is adjust that back focus ring at the back of the lens. And then we want to come back and forth until we find the spot where the center of that test chart is in sharp focus. Next, we want to zoom back into the center of that test chart, and it's probably going to be slightly out of focus again. And then we want to focus on the actual focus ring of the lens. And same again, we want to zoom out slowly. And then when we get to the widest end again, we're going to make a fine adjustment of that back focus ring. Then you want to find the sharpest spot of that back focus ring. And then you can zoom back and forward to check that you've got a parfocal lens now. Zooming in and out nice and slowly, and then doing some snap zooms to make sure that none of the section of zoom goes out of focus. So I'm happy with that for the back focus of this lens. If you're not happy with the back focus, continue zooming in, focusing, zoom out, adjust the back focus ring until you are happy. It can take a few repetitions to get it perfect sometimes. Second last thing is to lock the back focus ring again, so tighten that knob. Be careful not to shift the knob while you're actually tightening it, as that can shift your back focus, which is what you don't want at the end of calibrating it. And last step, it's a good one to do after you've finished locking that ring, is just to check, zoom in and out, nice snappy zooms, some slow zooms, just to check that the back focus is perfectly locked in. And then you finish back focusing the lens. It gets easier and easier the more you do it, and with the correct chart like this one, it's very easy to do. Okay, now your broadcast lens is back focused. Get out there and enjoy shooting with a parfocal zoom. Punch in really close on the tight end of the lens, focus, zoom out, and frame up your shot from there. Zooming out will keep the object in focus that you were focused on originally. If you've got any further questions about back focusing broadcast lenses, drop a comment down below. I'll answer all your questions. If you found this video useful for teaching you how to back focus, I'd appreciate it if you dropped a like on the video. Just helps get the video out to more people who might find it useful. And if you'd like to see more videos on broadcast type zooms and broadcast work, hit subscribe. There'll be more coming. Until next time, I'll see you then.